Hello students, welcome back to our channel. In this video we will discuss about the blood vessels, which is one of the component of cardiovascular system. In last video we have discussed about the heart, which is one of the component of cardiovascular system. Today we will discuss about the blood vessels. What are blood vessels? Blood vessels are tube-like structure that transport blood throughout the body. What they carry? They carry oxygen, nutrients, hormones, immune cells, and waste products between the heart and body tissues. There are three different types of blood vessels are present in our body. They are arteries, veins, and capillaries. So, blood vessels are classified into three different types. One is arteries. What arteries will do? Arteries carry blood away from the heart. Veins. What veins are doing? Veins will carry blood towards the heart. And what about capillaries? Capillaries connect arteries and veins and allow exchange of materials. Okay, these are the three different types of blood vessels. Look into this picture. This is artery and this is vein. This look like a tube. Arteries give small branches called arterioles and veins give small branches called venules. And this is called capillaries, where this arteriole and venule join. That part we can call it as capillaries. Okay, capillaries are smallest blood vessels which joins arteriole and venule. Okay, so that part we can call it as capillaries. Okay, next we will see layers of blood vessels. The most of arteries and veins have three layers. That layers we can also call it as tunics. First layer is tunica intima. A tunica intima, it is the innermost layer and it covered with smooth endothelial lining, and it reduces the friction for blood flow. So because of smooth endothelial lining inside the layer, the blood will be flowing very easily. Next, second layer is tunica media. Tunica media is middle layer. It covered with smooth muscles and elastic fibers. Because of elastic fibers in this layer allows the blood vessels to expand when large amount of blood flow through it. And this is thickest layer in arteries and it controls vessels diameter. Okay, so because of elastic fibers it can able to control the diameter of the blood vessels. So that means it can able to increase its size when large amount of blood flow through it. Next layer is tunica adventitia, or also call it as tunica externa. This is the outermost layer of the tunica adventitia and it is covered with connective tissue. It provides protection and support to the blood vessels. These are the main three layers of blood vessels. Okay, look into this picture. This is the inner view of arteries and veins. This is tunica intima. This is the innermost layer of the blood vessels. It is made up with endothelial tissues. And this is the tunica media. This is the middle layer of the blood vessels. It is covered with smooth muscles. This is tunica externa. This is the outermost layer of the blood vessels, which is made up with the collagen fibers, which gives protection to the blood vessels. Now we will study about the arteries. Okay, now we will see the definition of the arteries. Arteries carry blood away from the heart, right? Most arteries carry oxygenated blood except the pulmonary artery, which carries deoxygenated blood from the right ventricle to the lungs. Right. Next we will see the structure of arteries. Arteries have thick muscular walls and narrow lumen. Lumen means gap or space inside the arteries. Arteries layer is elastic in nature and no valves. So arteries doesn't contain valves except the blood vessels which is near to the heart. Example, you can take aorta and pulmonary artery. Only these two arteries are having valves in it. Blood flows under high pressure. Inside the arteries, blood pressure is high because of large amount of blood flow through narrow space. Next, we will see functions of arteries. Carry oxygenated blood to tissues maintain blood pressure, distribute blood to organs, stretch and recoil to maintain continuous blood flow. So stretch, it can able to, because of elasticity in the arteries, it can able to stretch and recoil to maintain continuous blood flow. Next we will see major arteries in our body. First one is aorta. Aorta is the largest artery, carries oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to the body. Next, coronary arteries supply oxygenated blood to the heart muscles. Next one is carotid arteries, supply blood to the brain, face and neck. Next one is subclavian arteries, which supplies blood to the upper limbs. Next one is renal arteries. Renal arteries supplies blood to the kidney. Renal means kidney. Next one is hepatic artery. Hepatic means liver. So it supplies blood to the liver. Next one is femoral artery. Femoral artery supplies blood to the thigh and lower limbs. Next one is pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery carries deoxygenated blood to the lungs. Okay, next we will study about veins. So definition of veins. Veins carry blood towards the heart. Most veins carry deoxygenated blood except the pulmonary veins, which carry oxygenated blood from the lungs to the left atrium. Okay, next we will see structure of veins. Veins consists of thin walls, and inside the veins wide lumen is present. Lumen is nothing but gap or space, and inside the veins valves are present. Valves are act as a door which allows the blood to flow in single direction, and blood flows under low pressure inside the veins because of less amount of blood flowing through big space inside the veins. Next one is the functions of veins. Return blood to the heart, store blood, veins act as a blood reservoir, and prevent backflow using valves. These are the main functions of veins. Next we will see major veins present in our body. So first one is superior vena cava. It brings deoxygenated blood from head, neck, chest and upper limbs and pour into the heart in the right atrium. Next one is inferior vena cava, brings blood from lower parts of the body and pouring into the right atrium of the heart. Next one is jugular veins. Jugular veins bring deoxygenated blood from head and neck and pour into the right atrium of the heart. Next one is renal veins. Renal veins bring impure blood from kidneys. Next, femoral vein bring blood from lower limbs and pour into the right atrium of the heart through inferior vena cava. So next one is hepatic veins. Hepatic veins drain blood from the liver into the inferior vena cava. This inferior vena cava will carry impure blood to the heart and pour into the right atrium of the heart. Next one is capillaries. Next we will study about the capillaries. Capillaries definition is capillaries are smallest blood vessels. They connect arterioles and venules and allow exchange between blood and tissues. Okay, next we will see the structure. Structure, only one cell thick, that is endothelium. Only one layer will be there. Very narrow. So very narrow means gap inside the capillaries, gap will be very narrow. Blood cells pass in single file. Now we will see the functions of the capillaries. First function is exchange oxygen and carbon dioxide between the body cells and blood vessels, capillaries. So exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide between cells and capillaries, and exchange nutrients and waste products between cells and capillaries, and exchange of hormones and other substances, and tissue fluid formation. Okay, now we will see the comparison of arteries, veins and capillaries. So here are some features of blood vessels. So first one, direction of blood flow. In arteries, the blood flow will be always away from the heart. Arteries carrying blood away from the heart, veins carrying blood towards the heart, and capillaries between arterioles and veins. So blood flow will be takes place between arterioles and venules. Next we will see oxygen content in the blood vessels. Arteries mostly contains oxygenated blood. Veins mostly contains deoxygenated blood. And inside the capillaries, gas exchange will be takes place. That is oxygen and carbon dioxide exchange will be takes place between body cells and capillaries. Next one is wall. Wall of the artery is thick. Wall of the veins thin. And capillaries one cell thickness will be there. Lumen. Lumen means open gap. Inside the arteries narrow and inside the veins wide and capillaries will be having very narrow. Valves. Valves are absent in arteries. In veins it is present. And in capillaries also absent. Pressure will be more in arteries. In veins it is less. And inside the capillaries very low. Now look into this picture. These are cross section of arteries and veins. So inside the arteries, the lumen will be narrowed comparing to the veins. Okay, and this look into this middle layer of the tunica media. This is bigger in size comparing to veins. Look at this. Arteries doesn't contain any valves. Veins have valves. Okay, now we will look into the blood circulation through blood vessels. Okay, first we will see systemic circulation. When left ventricle of the heart contract, blood goes to the aorta. Aorta gives branches, that branches we can call it as arteries. Now blood flow through these arteries. Arteries give a branches, call it as arterioles. Now blood flow through these arterioles. When these arterioles gives branches, call it as capillaries. Now oxygenated blood flow through these capillaries. Now these capillaries carries blood into the tissues. Inside the tissues, gas exchange will be takes place. That means whatever inside the oxygenated blood, whatever oxygen is present, it goes to tissues, and inside the tissues whatever carbon dioxide is there, that comes to the blood. Now blood got deoxygenated, that means impure. Okay, that impure blood goes to the venules. Okay, venules join into veins. Veins joins into superior and inferior vena cava. These vena cavas pour impure blood into the right atrium of the heart. So this is how cycle will be keep rotating. Now we will see pulmonary circulation. So pulmonary circulation starts from right ventricle. When right ventricle contract, the impure blood goes to the pulmonary artery. Pulmonary artery gives two branches. One is right pulmonary artery, another one is left pulmonary artery. Right pulmonary artery connects to right lung, left pulmonary artery connects to left lung. Okay, now blood goes to the lungs for purification. So whatever carbon dioxide is present in the blood goes to the lungs. Oxygen is present in the lungs comes to the blood. Now blood got purified. Now blood got oxygenated. That means pure. Now that blood comes to the pulmonary veins. There are four pulmonary veins. Two connects from right lung to left atrium. Another two connects from left lung to left atrium. Now that pure blood comes to the left atrium through pulmonary veins. So up to this we can call it as pulmonary circulation. Next we will see coronary circulation. Heart itself need blood. Okay, heart layers need some amount of blood. So these that blood will be supplied by coronary arteries. Okay, coronary circulation supplies blood to the heart muscles, that is myocardium. Next one is the coronary arteries. So what are the arteries supplying blood to the heart muscles? We will see now. First one is the right coronary artery, another one is left coronary artery. If these arteries become blocked, it may lead to myocardial infarction, that is called as heart attack. Okay, next we will see blood pressure. So what is blood pressure? Blood pressure is the some amount of force exerting on the walls of the arteries. That force we can call it as blood pressure. So normal blood pressure is 120 by 80 mmHg. So there are two types of pressure. One is systolic blood pressure, another one is diastolic blood pressure. Normal systolic blood pressure is 120 mmHg and normal diastolic blood pressure you can call it as 80 mmHg. Systolic blood pressure is nothing but when heart is contracting. When heart is contracting, the pressure force is coming, exerting on the walls of the arteries, that is call it as systolic blood pressure. Diastolic means when heart is relaxing, okay, relaxing, that time the force exerting on the arteries, we can call it as diastolic blood pressure. Next we will see the pulse. Pulse is a rhythmic expansion of an artery caused by the pumping action of the heart. When heart is contracting, more amount of blood will be passing through the blood vessels. Okay, so because of that, blood vessels will be start expanding. And when heart is relaxing, okay, when heart is relaxing, less amount of blood will be flowing through the blood vessels. Because of that, so blood vessels will recoil into normal position. Okay, normal pulse rate. Normal adults approximately 60 to 100 beats per minute. Common sites or areas we can check the pulse rate. That is radial. The next one is the radial arteries, carotid arteries, brachial arteries and femoral arteries, popliteal arteries and dorsalis pedis. In these are the areas we can check the pulse rate. Look into this picture. These are common sites for assessing pulse rate. First one is radial pulse. Radial pulse we are checking in the palm, just below the palm of the hand, near that line of the thumb. Next one is carotid artery. Carotid artery in the neck region. Next one is the brachial artery. Brachial artery we are front side of the elbow joint. Next one is apical. Apical pulse is checking left side of the chest, auscultating through this stethoscope pulse. This is temporal pulse. This is femoral pulse, and we are mainly checking in the near to the thigh region. And this one is dorsalis pedis, and this is a posterior tibial artery, back side of the foot. Popliteal artery pulse. This is back side of the knee joint. So these are the very common questions asked in this topic. Okay students, you can prepare for these questions. Okay, next video I will come up with a new lesson. Until that, bye and take care.